after everything you've seen out there in the world. What are the Hunger Games for?
Are you coming to the tree?
Knowing that Suzanne Collins trusts your filmmaking abilities, how excited are you to bring this prequel to the big screen and to fans?
Well, it's incredibly exciting, for Suzanne to have written another book. We never knew whether she would or not, She is the Lucy Gray of novelists. Who Lucy Gray says, I don't sing when I'm told to, I sing when I have something to say. And Suzanne, isn't going to write a book just to write a book. She writes a book from the inside out because she has something she wants to explore and characters she wants to depict. And so to be given this rich book that has such incredible characters who really, and to have this experience of reading the book where you go in knowing how you feel about the adult version of Coriolanus Snow, you hate him. And the fact that you are able to walk in his shoes and kind of experience with him some of the formative events that made him into the man that he was, and that you can still sit there knowing that he's going to turn out bad and still long for him to break good, was a very exciting thing to try to, convey on screen. And then the added sort of challenge and opportunity to be able to make a movie that had so much amazing music in it, that Suzanne had written the lyrics, the book, and yet you are looking at this character of Lucy Gray and trying to find the right person to play that part and to make sure that, in Dave Cobb, we have music that feels like it belongs to these movies and belongs with James Newton Howard's scores. There were so many great challenges, and I was very excited to get, as a producer.
At first it was surprise because when we finished in 2015, there were no plans for her to write anything else. I think she had been working on the books and movies for 10 years. She was done. She wanted to do other things. And so it was about 4 years later. I had done some other movies and TV shows, and then she called me up one afternoon, I think late 2019, and said, hey, guess what? I'm almost done with a new Hunger Games book. So it was super exciting. Surprising, exciting, and also because she told us when she was almost done, so we were going to get to read it really, really soon. So that was an exciting moment.
The Hunger Games, they're to punish the districts. Those tributes don't have a choice.
Your role is to turn these children into spectacles, not survivors.
We're live!
Was it I don't want to say difficult to kind of step back into this sort of world, even though it takes place decades before the original Hunger Games? Or is it like putting on a familiar sweater,
I'd say it's a little of both. I wouldn't say difficult, but it was a little like putting on, a familiar sweater, but also a lot of opportunity to create new things. And I think that was really exciting, that it's a new version of Panem because it's so far in the past. It's much more rudimentary. The themes are completely different. The cast is completely different. And that was really, really fun. And just a very different story. We're doing an origin story of a villain. So all of that made it really exciting.
I would love for you to talk to me about why you feel that this franchise, not only the books, but the film, have really resonated with audiences, because I know I'm a fan. I've read all of the books, and it's just such a joy to be able to see them on screen. Why do you feel why do you feel that we have such a connection to the material?
Well, I think first and foremost, Suzanne writes these books that have so much to say, and that are thematically driven, but rooted in character, and she knows how to put you in the shoes of these characters. And whether it's somebody like Katniss, who, once you're in her shoes, you can't let go, and that she could do that again with a character like Snow is really, a tribute to her. But I also think she has an incredible sense of history and the way that history sort of rhymes with the present. And that with the first movies, the exploration of, kind of the cost of violence, the consequences of violence. Is there such a thing as can there be such a thing as a just war? Those were ideas she wanted to explore in the, original movies and books. And then in this one, this other question about, the state of nature debate. What do you feel your fellow humans are at heart? And if you believe that people are fundamentally rotten and vicious, you have certain ideas about what it will take to control them, and the need for a very heavy hand to control us from destroying each other.
Let me ask you one final time. What are the Hunger Games for?
Hey.